Welcome back to the morning show here on Arise News. Well, it's now time to review newspaper headlines, and of course we start with This Day, Nigeria's newspaper of record. And the front story today says Kwankwanso considers joining Atiku Obi in ADC. Yusuf Assembly members decamped to APC on Monday. Muftwang defers to ruling party. PDP, we are rebuilding, alliance with the other parties not ruled out. And Obi joining ADC is political blockbuster, says party chieftain. Steve, it's really very interesting, what's happening in Kano State with reports that the governor is going to be joining the APC. And now we are getting reports that Kwankwanso will be joining Atiku and Obi in ADC. It seems 2027 is really going to be very interesting because I'm wondering how it's going to play out. Who is going to get the ADC presidential ticket? We have very ambitious men joining the party. And then how is it going to play out in Kano State with the governor joining the APC?
It's going to be very interesting, just like you said. Kano, like Lagos and Rivers, very important, political territory, shall we say, important states. It used to be said that you can hardly will you emerge as a president if you do not pick at least two, of those states. But one other thing that many people have not been talking about much is the fact that Nigeria has never, ever had a time that all those three states will go to the same party. Lagos, Rivers, and Kano. And you can, you can analyze it even from, particularly from 1990, when did democracy return?
1999.
1999, exactly. But it looks to me like now that Fubara in Rivers is an APC, if Yusuf, as has been said, moves with his assembly members on Monday, it means that the sort of moving towards a one-party state is probably looking like a state capture, because towards 2027, it means you will have perhaps the three arguably most important states, in the ruling party: Lagos, Rivers, and Kano. Not to talk of the fact that by that time on Monday, it will look like about 29 or 30, actually about 30, 31 states, because if with Plateau joining APC, the governor Mutuan, it's only 4 states that is left for PDP: Oyo, Adamawa, Bauchi, and Zamfara. That's only 4. And then Accord in Osun, Abga in Anambra, and then Abia, which has Labour Party. The other one that will have been the 4th outside of the PDP is an MPP that is now also moving to APC. So it's as interesting and intriguing as it is. It's also very, very befuddling that what is the point? I said it here one time that I get the point that yes, this is deja vu. PDP has done this before.
Yes, they have.
But then the idea of just decamping without election. If you win all those states, out of popularity, maybe Nigerians will be less worried and concerned about this. But then the entrances to governors to just say, come over, and then everything will be fine. It's a bit unsettling.
And I guess that's why the conversation about the one-party state has refused to die down. It's a very real concern.
Absolutely.
And then let's talk a bit, about Kwankwanso joining Atiku and Obi in the ADC. How do you think that will play out? Do you really, with all these gentlemen joining the party, how do you think it will play out with the party primaries? And are they really a credible alternative? To the APC? I
don't know about credible alternative because it's the same gang, moving to the other parties. But in terms of politics and winning elections, the only platform that you can have is the platform that they are trying to build. Kwankwanso Kwakwanso is an important politician, from the core north. The governor who is leaving NMPP to move to APC, it will hardly be considered as the main guy. Kwakwanso is the main guy. And of course, NMPP, will still be there. It is just the governor, that is decamping on Monday, maybe with a few of the National Assembly members. So will it amount to something? I will imagine yes, because at the end of the day, even in 1999, when democracy returned, the parties that PDP won were more for the governors than during the presidency. So who says that what happened in 2023 may not in a way repeat itself without necessarily flipping, the outcome? What I'm saying is that you can write off the fact that Obi had more than 6 million and Atiku had more than 6 million. The only issue that you will have will be who will be the flag bearer. Will it be Atiku in ADC or will it be Obi? What role will a Kwakwanso play? What role will an Erufai, Rotimi Amechi? So for me, this is the closest that you can have in terms of opposition politics, given the fact that PDP continues to crumble. And will it amount to something? I believe that Kwakwanso will bring somebody out that will give Yusuf a run for his money if he moves to APC. But I hope that APC at the end of the day ultimately will not implode, because you just basically have, different guys, coming together just because they think that...
but I think that's always been the makeup of the APC, really. Well, just before we move to the next paper, Steve, I'd like us to talk about this story just underneath the masthead. Wike Fubara resumed feud. Minister slams governor for allegedly calling him backing dog. I mean, this story, I think it's getting a bit exhausting, really. I mean, the governor now is in the APC. Wike is aligned with the APC. So one would think there would be peace.
I mean, what should we expect from Wike and Fubara? The fight, I don't think there will be a head-on coalition at this point. Maybe closer to the elections in 2027, maybe something drastic will happen. But then if we're hearing names, like the Imo State governor, like a few other people who are possibly backing the governor, then Wike will feel slightly jittery, and then he will want to talk more, and then he will want to show that he's the godfather, So let's see how it turns out, in Rivers State. All right, should we move to another paper before we end the story? But of course, there's a breaking news that we will have to deal with. But we don't have time for more papers. All right, before we call it a wrap, let's take this story from Venezuela one more time. At least 7 explosions and the sound of low-flying aircraft were heard in Caracas, Venezuela's capital, in the early hours of Saturday, prompting fear and residents flooding into the streets amid escalating regional tensions. The blast occurred around 2 a.m. local time, and smoke was seen rising near key installations, including military areas such as the La Carlota Airport, part of southern Caracas, reportedly lost power during the incident. Venezuelan authorities have not yet provided official details or confirmed what caused the explosions. The incident comes against a backdrop of mounting U.S.-Venezuela tensions after recent U.S. military strikes on suspected drug smuggling operations and heightened pressure on President Nicolas Maduro's government. Venezuela has publicly indicated openness to negotiations with Washington over anti-drug efforts, even as Maduro reiterates claims that the U.S. seeks to undermine its administration. The situation remains fluid, with both domestic alarm and international scrutiny intensify. That is the situation in Venezuela. As we read, nobody has claimed, we don't know what has happened. Yeah. But of course, we know that the tension between America, we can take a wild guess and see what is happening. Mr. Trump, that's the global Robocop, isn't he? Tim Tokwe, has been a good one with you. Oh, it's been very interesting. Happy New Year, Steve. All right, that brings us to the end of the morning show today. Thank you for watching, and do stay safe in the new year. I'm Steve Ayoride.
And I'm Temitope Fagbemi. From our entire team here in Lagos, Nigeria, enjoy the rest of your morning and, of course, the rest of your day. Goodbye.